Hello, hello, welcome back to Red Ted Art. We have a new finger knitting project for you. This finger knitted rainbow is inspired by Eliza, age 9, a Red Ted Art reader. She came up with a similar one and I asked if I could make one for the YouTube channel, and here we are with a wonderful finger knitted rainbow. Now Eliza used all sorts of different colours. I love that about her project because it means you're basically using what you've got around the home, so don't worry about not having exactly the right colours. Work with what you have and I'm sure you can make an amazing rainbow as well. So come on, let's take a look and see how it's made. So to make your rainbow you will need wool in different colours. As mentioned before, you don't have to have the rainbow colours. I have got the colours, so that's what I'm going to be using, and I'm going to show you how to make the last arch, and then we'll look at the different sizes and how you can figure out how long to make each strand. Now I've got quite thin wool, that means that your finger knitting will be quite loopy. So what I'm doing is, as I'm talking to you, I'm taking off some of my blue because I'm going to do a double finger knit. And when you double finger knit, basically you get a nice tight knit, or you can use thicker wool. I just don't have thicker wool. So I've folded it in half. I've got a long piece sitting down, on the floor now. So I've got double piece. So I've got it like that, and I'm going to start off my finger knitting. So to start finger knitting, you take your end, put it between your thumb and your index finger around the back, bring it round, loop it in front of your middle finger, behind your ring finger and around the front of your little finger. Then you loop it behind, over, behind and over. So that's your first row, and this is, we're basically doing a double loop finger knit. You could just use a single strand as well, but I like the double one because it makes it nice and thick and chunky. Right, then you repeat it. Bring it round your index finger, over your middle, behind and over. And again you loop it, over, behind and over. So this is setting up your first knit. Keep this tight, and now taking your two fingers here, carefully lift it over. So you take the one below and lift it over your finger so there's still a strand. Take the lower one and carefully lift it over your finger. Keep this one tucked, lift it over, and again tuck the back here and then tuck this one. Now if you look, you finished on your index finger. So I'm going to start with my long piece of string. I'm going to take it over the middle finger, behind, round, behind, round, and back over the index. So now you've got your 4 again. So bottom one, over, 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 and over. Give it a little tug just to tighten it. Also tighten, take this one, tighten it. Now you've done 2 rows, you can let go and leave it behind you. Take the long piece again, over the middle finger, and carry on. And each time you finished a row, give your long piece of string a pull just to tighten it, and you can also tighten the back. So tighten that bit, okay, and off we go. Now we can speed it up a little bit, and you just keep repeating. So let's see how many that is. Tighten it again, over. Now if you want to see that again, just rewind the video and take a closer look. Now how do I know how much to knit? So I prepared these earlier just to save a bit of time. I started off with the red one. I think starting with the blue might actually work best, but it's up to you. Then I knitted this the orange one. I basically created a loop that I liked. Then I did the yellow one, and then I did the green one. So now I need a blue one that fits in. So the way I'm going to do it is when you use your, line up your knuckles and then have a look how far you've gone. So you keep going until the blue goes all the way around. So I'm going to do that and fast forward the video, and then you can see when I know I'm ready for casting off. So I think now we've got it. Let's have a look, line it up. There we go. I think that's pretty good, right? That's a good lineup. So now to cast off, you've got the long string here. Just take the end one, lift it over and put it on this finger, and take the one below, put it over the top. Take this one, put it on the next finger, take the one below, put it over the top, and again, put it over the top, and then give it a good tug, cut some off. So you've still got that last bit, tuck some off, cut some off, and then push it through the loop and pull. Here we go. That is your finger knitting. We can measure it so you've got an idea. So they're all, when you line them all up here and you look at them in this direction, you can see they all get shorter. How about we measure it? Then you can use that as a guide as well. And we'll connect 2 at a time. I don't think it really matters which end you begin, but let's start with the little ones in the middle. I'm going to take one of the green threads, one of the blue threads, and I'm just going to lift it over each other and tie a little knot, just so that the 2 ends are secured. And then do it again, tie a little knot. That's secured. Repeat on this end. Need to connect them a little bit more. So I'm going to take one of my blue threads and I'm just going to loop it into one side and then take a little bit from this side and loop it through. So you're kind of sewing it together. Take the thread. It's not an exact science. Just push it through some loops and then do the same again on the other side and then go all the way around. So what do you think? Looking good? Now I discovered one problem. Look at this. When you hang it, I sewed it a little bit too loosely. So, oops. So I decided that if you've got the same problem as me and you don't want to re-sew it, which is what I don't want to do, you could go around and have a look at some lolly sticks. So this is from some ice creams we've had at home, or these some coffee stirrers. And I'm actually going to use these as a little support. I'm just going to push it into the middle, and this will also help me hang it up. So as with a lot of my crafts, you know, we make it up as we go along. Let's just try this out and see if it works. The shorter one would actually be just right, but I want to use a smaller one. So I think this works really well. The sticks really help give it structure and shape. I'm going to let these bits stick out because I'm going to use that to secure some blue tack on, and then I can stick it on the window. So there's only one thing left to do, and that is to add some pom-poms. So some clouds on either side. Look at that, isn't that adorable? And we're just going to continue using our hands and fingers and simply wrap it around. This gives you quite a messy pom-pom, but I quite like that look, and I think it's really nice to keep working with just your hands, as Eliza did for the original project. No exact rule how often you wind it around. I think this looks about right, so make it look quite thick. Not too thick, not too thin. Don't worry about it being perfect. Cut a little bit carefully move it off your hands. Get another strip. So this is the wrapped bit. Get it as central as you can. Nice and tight. Don't cut the extra bits off because we're going to use that to tie it onto our rainbow. And then just cut it open. Now when you do make finger pom-poms like this, a lot of people, you can shape it just to make it a little bit sort of neater, but I won't with these ones because I don't want to waste any of the wool. Like I said, this is part of the messy look, but when you're making finger pom-poms, it's actually a little bit less efficient, so you end up trimming quite a bit if you're trying to neaten it up. So just embrace the slightly shaggy look because I think they look nice, and don't worry about shaping it. So the last thing to do is to literally tie these on. I might actually tie it onto our stick. That'll help keep that bottom one in place. And there you have your finger knitted project finished. So again, a big thank you to Eliza, aged 9, who came up with this project. Now I shared her picture of her rainbow earlier on. Really important to remember to work with materials that you've got. Don't worry about having the perfect colours. It looks amazing just the way she did it with the colours that she had. And I think she did 4 rows rather than 5. Again, work with what you've got. If you want to add a 6th purple or pink row at the bottom, that's perfect as well. If you want your the arch to be smaller or bigger, just experiment and have a go and see what you can make. And here we have it one more time in our window, and it's looking lovely. As you can see, I put glue tack at the bottom and the top, and it kind of holds in place, and every so often you just have to give it a little squish. Anyway, I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and a big thumbs up to Eliza for sharing this craft with us.